Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Now, this is a crazy moment caught on camera. You know, it's not every day that someone runs into one of these DNC fact checkers. You know, the Democrats and their little misinformation minions. Well, for the most part, they operate in secrecy. We don't know who's behind these accounts, and so it's kind of hard to hold them accountable. It's hard to challenge them. But this time, one of these DNC misinformation artists was actually caught in the wild, and funnily enough, at a comedy club, and what transpired next, well, was nothing short of amazing. It's happening, folks. We are seeing the complete collapse of the DNC propaganda machine. It's fully underway. And what this little encounter with a DNC operative shows us is that the jig is up. It's not just us. Pretty much everybody sees it. Everybody sees the Democrats and their minions for exactly what and who they are. And this beautiful gift of a clip, this beautiful gift of an interaction, well, it puts it all into perspective. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Okay, so we got this clip of a comedian who's doing some crowd work, interacting with the crowd, and he just so happens to run into one of these young Gen Z operatives. And just take a look at the exchange that follows.
You guys anxious?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Unemployed.
Yeah, sure. That would make me anxious as well. What'd you do before?
Worked for the DNC.
Yeah, they're cutting jobs right now, I'll tell you that. Everyone out. We need 100% turnover. What did you do for the DNC?
Counter misinformation.
I'm sorry, I don't think anyone did a worse job than you. This past year, bro, you did the worst job. Really?
Yeah.
I wanted to do a set, but now I'm really interested in what you're saying. You were countering misinformation. How were you supposed to go about doing that? Just commenting on TikToks? Yeah, actually, if you look at the facts, this isn't true.
Now, I'm not exactly sure which Comedy Cellar this was filmed at, but I am sure that it's the Comedy Cellar, and so this is happening in the deep blue Democratic stronghold of New York, or rather New York City, and yet even in this setting, this is what transpired. It's so obvious what's happening, right? The left has lost so much of its credibility that pretty much everybody gets it. The comedian gets it, the entire audience gets it, and everybody is laughing. And I don't want to single out this young kid who's working for the DNC. They're not laughing at him. No, rather they're laughing at the party. They're laughing at the Kamala campaign because, at this point, there's a consensus on the issue. It's the quiet truth that everybody pretty much understands at this point. The DNC is full of it. This is where we are now. And boy, have the tables turned. Remember when the left used to control comedy? I mean, this was their domain. Well, now the joke's on them, isn't it? The left's disinformation machine has become the joke. It's become the punchline. Leftist hypocrisy is the punchline. It is the joke. And it's so ironic because they've dumped billions of dollars, yes, billions with a B, into their countering disinformation projects, right? The fact checkers at CNN and MSNBC and ABC News and CBS. Not to mention all the fact-checking organizations, totally ran and co-opted by the DNC. And of course, their newest venture, Fact Post, which is basically just a rebranding of the Kamala HQ account that was so wildly ridiculed during the 2024 election. They literally paid an army of online shills to spam comment sections, manipulate narratives, to basically run interference for their failing policies and dishonest rhetoric. I mean, thousands upon thousands of fact-checkers. Not to mention the seminars. I mean, like I always mention in these videos, Obama went on a world tour talking about the dangers of disinformation. And what did it accomplish? It made them the punchline. And everybody now sees them as the biggest purveyors of what? Misinformation. Everybody gets it, or at least most people with their heads screwed on straight. I think a lot of people are starting to see eye to eye with us. You know, this kind of sentiment, this vlog from this base dude, I think really accurately describes how people are feeling.
You want to know why nobody believes a word Democrats say in the Trump era? It's because during the election, they told us the economy was great, everybody's doing fine, it's just a messaging problem, you don't understand. Now Trump's in office a week, and the Democrats are like, yo, when are you going to lower the price of groceries? Nobody can afford anything. The eggs are out of control. And AOC's jumping in to say we can't deport and back to Colombia because that's going to jack up the price of coffee. So what is it? A week ago, the economy was doing great. A week later, it's so bad, we'd rather take our chances with getting than paying an extra 25 cents for a latte. Yo, Democrats, you can tell me the economy's bad, you can tell me the economy's good. But But if I've learned anything in the past week, it's that you can't tell me the truth.
People are seeing through the dishonest Democrat ways. I mean, the same people lecturing us about misinformation are the same people who denied the existence of inflation for however long they did. The same people lecturing us about accurate misinformation were the same ones declaring that Joe Biden created 16 million jobs, even though those people were going back to work. They're the same people who declared that inflation started at 9% the moment Joe Biden took office, even though inflation was below 2% when Joe Biden took office. And that's really just scratching the surface. It's been basically 2 years of Democrats getting absolutely BTFO'd on X by community note after community note after community note after community note. They've done nothing but lie. You know, at the end of the day, it was clear what Democrats were trying to do. They wanted to control a monopoly on fact-checking. In other words, they wanted to be the thought police. They wanted a real 1984 kind of fantasy where they could write and rewrite history, write and rewrite facts as they see fit, all of course in their benefit. They wanted to control a monopoly on the facts. Of course, not real facts, no alternative facts. And now it's all completely backfired. In fact, not only has it backfired, but actually there's a new sheriff in town. Yep, Democrats again coming in with their fact post account, trying to present themselves as the premier fact checkers on social media. Well, nobody cares, nobody's listening, nobody's going to fact post. But you know what is an account that's really blowing up these days? Rapid Response 47. Yep, Donald Trump's coming in and doing the meme once again. I am the captain now.
Trump's White House has rolled out a new social media account. It's got the Rapid Response Account of the Trump White House. That's what it's called. And it plans to hold fake news accountable.
We are in a different era, Stuart. We're really in a time now where people in power, particularly the president, but all politicians, can communicate with people directly in a way they couldn't before. The mainstream media's strangle on the public is broken. It started to break in Trump's first term, and it's really gone now. I think the 2024 election showed that. This is an opportunity for Trump, for newsmakers everywhere, for people in corporate America to tell their own story, to build their own lists of followers, whether social media or podcasts or influencers, in addition to the mainstream media.
Yep, the Democrats had their chance. They squandered it. They lied to everybody. They lied to the American people. They pushed fake news, misinformation, and left-wing propaganda. They got caught on it. It all backfired spectacularly, and now, I guess, Republicans get a shot at it. The Trump administration is getting a shot at actually setting the record straight, and I'll tell you, they have a good record on this issue. You know, Kayleigh McEnany from the first Trump administration, I'd say was the first real fact-checker, and now we've got Caroline Leavitt, who has passed that baton, who has passed the flag, and she's holding it high and doing a great job, and now we've got Rapid Response 47 coming in, I guess, to do the job that Democrats can't be trusted to do and have failed to do. It's absolutely based. We're entering a new era, folks. The era of Democrat fake news, Democrat control over information, I really believe is behind us. And I mean, the signs are so clear. Jim Acosta, gone from CNN.
Just wanted to end today's show by thanking all of the wonderful people who work behind the scenes at this network. You may have seen some reports about me and the show. And after giving all of this some careful consideration and weighing an alternative time slot CNN offered me, I've decided to move on.
Yeah, he's now going independent.
I'm going independent.
I don't know about you guys, but I have a feeling Jim Acosta is about to find out. And when I say find out, I mean he's going to find out what it is to compete in a real meritocracy. And on top of that, we got Chuck Todd also leaving NBC News. Chuck Todd officially announces departure from NBC News after 17 years. The narrative is completely shifted. The people get it. Just like all those people at the Comedy Cellar who laughed, they get it. They know the Democrats have been up to no good, the chickens have finally come home to roost, and I guess it's FAFO time. Leave the fact checks to the people who actually deal in facts, and not Looney Tune left-wing propaganda. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.